Hey, real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Falco Buster for the sub. Thank you so much for the support. And we're also off.
Oh man, a lantern already. So I'm sorry, we probably won't be seeing any dark rooms today. Benteezy being the only player to head into Link's house and getting just the bomb upgrade. We had a very quick map check there. I saw a crystal in Eastern Palace, and I think a pendant up in Hera, and the green pendant down in Desert Palace. So we're looking at only one Light World Crystal dungeon today, so the vast majority of the Dark World dungeons we're gonna have to complete, which just means a lot more required items that may not have been before. And a pretty nice 5 rupee tree pull right at the start. It's not... You could hope for more, like bombs or red rupees, but I mean, 20 isn't that bad right at the start.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to be hurting for any money. And I didn't quite catch what our crab was giving us, but we are about to take a quick look inside of Ag Cave, and...
I saw a glove!
Oh, yeah. So it looks like we do have an Ag seed here.
Oh, man. And a bottle from the chest next to Uncle, so... Benteezy and DT will be able to grab the sick kid item as soon as they get into town. Didn't the last race we just watched have a glove up there too?
I'm not sure.
Nice 300 rupees just sitting in the forest here. That's a great find right before town, where you know you're gonna have to spend 100, and maybe some more if you want to buy some bombs. And it looks like at least 2 of these players are going to need to buy bombs.
Just got a shovel down there in the thieves' hole, so I'll also be able to check that on their way down through.
Yeah, that's another great item to find. If you're coming from the top of town down to the bottom of town, you definitely want to get that shovel before hitting the bottom there, because you can just complete your walk from the race game right over to the shovel spot.
Absolutely. And also, real quick here, Melina Apocalyptica Kusaka just subscribed. Thank you so very much for the continued support here at Speed Gaming. We thank you so very much. Can't do what we do without people like you. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you. It looked like Benteezy had a little trouble farming bombs there. There were 2 50-50 bomb drops in those bushes, but he had to screen train just in like 3 or 4 times to actually get some drops there. It's a little unfortunate. But with at least 3 bombs, he knows he will not have to buy any if he doesn't want to. And yeah, 3 is the minimum number to get everything. I guess 4 if you count the race game as well, but we already know that they won't need to go get that.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, our crew here on the left, having gone through the top and getting that big stack of cash, have no issues grabbing bombs either pretty quickly just down there at the shop.
I love how the NPCs are affected by Link's color palette. So some of the NPCs have some crazy colors on them, and they look ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before. It's a little disturbing.
Whatever has infected Link has also infected about half the townsfolks.
Indeed. It does appear that that our dear old sick kid also just has a heart container, so...
So it wasn't that important that they got that early bottle. Oh, well, another bottle was just sitting in the well, so okay, it looks like the other players will be able to get that as well. Looks like Chad is saying there was the ice rod in the library, so if Turtle Rock ends up being a crystal...
And the bug net right there in the well. So a lot of items we found, maybe not necessarily useful items, but items nonetheless being found here in Kakariko. But yeah, that ice rod, if Turtle Rock is a crystal, they're definitely going to be needing to find those boots before too long.
If it was something that opened up more item progressions, I could see the boots being a little earlier, but if it's the ice rod, there's no telling when they might find that.
Also, we just picked up the moon pearl down here in Blind's house. Kakariko definitely having some value today now.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is just why everyone always comes here first. There's like, what, at least 14, 15 items here to check, and it's just so highly likely you'll find something to get yourself started. Though, I say that, but all these neat items, but the first step in progression has not been found quite yet.
I'm willing to bet we're going to find that on South Shore, possibly in the dam, maybe even the ice rod cave, or could find it over at Sahashula's hut. Who knows?
And by that extension, Eastern Palace, that dark room is, you know, accessible to them with the lamp in the item logic currently. An early lamp always kind of scares me because it's usually so late that if you find it early, it's a small telling of Aghanim. But, I mean, of course, we know they're going to have to do Aghanim anyway for that glove, so maybe that isn't so bad in this situation.
Absolutely. That also means we're either going to find an early cape or an early Master Sword as well.
Oh yeah, both of those, or at least one of those, definitely needed to get through.
Actually, I'm not sure if the logic can allow this, but if so, it's hilarious. The fact that they found that bug net so early, if they don't get a sword at all and find a cape.
Well, right at the end of Aghanim's tower, there are some curtains you need to cut, so they will have to find at least one sword.
That is right.
But in if those weren't there, I could definitely, you know, appreciate some bug net strats on Aghanim. All right, here's the shovel spot, and there's a sword.
There's our cutting stick. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're just a cape away from being a cape or another sword, I suppose, away from already having Aghanim access. But of course, they will need to find those boots in order to knock the tree down to grab those gloves. So I suppose that they could, yeah, look forward to that coming fairly soon.
So we're going to get a check of Lake Hylia Island, maybe? Nope.
Gonna go buy some bombs here, I think, because he doesn't have any. He can't bomb the back of Sashral's quite yet. TGH hopping into the dam. I think he's the first person to hop into the dam here. So we'll see these two. And Benteezy is walking back towards Hyrule Castle. Oh no, he's going down, of course. I was thinking someone might dip into the castle section, and actually Magnon might be doing that after checking these two places here.
It would be a good route to take.
Yeah, typically you'll see people putting off checking the escape portion, the castle, until they have a weapon, which, you know, makes sense because you have to take out some guards. You can do it with bombs, but it takes at least 5 bombs, and honestly, it's just better just to wait until you have a weapon.
Especially since movements can be rather erratic unless you have something to stun them, like the boomerang or the hookshot.
Sure, definitely. All right, we're getting our peek into Mini Moldorm Cave. Just a bunch of cash so far, and the Master Sword.
There's the Master Sword. There's the final piece of that puzzle that they need to get to Aga 1.
All right, well, that was relatively painless. They'll still probably be putting it off for a little bit just so that maybe they can get a couple more safeties, because 5 hearts in Green Mail isn't really that much climbing up Aghanim's tower. It's almost the vanilla item set, actually, but it's still a little bit more difficult than it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, even in vanilla, you're guaranteed at least 6 hearts, possibly 7 or 8, depending if you picked up a few heart pieces along the way. Actually, no, I forget. No, you would actually have 7, because I forget you get a heart piece by default in the Sanctuary.
Oh, of course, yeah. I think just a red boomerang so far from Escape, but we're getting to the last couple chests here as TGH finds a full heart over an Ice Rod Cave. It looks like with the Moon Pearl, TGH is going to be doing the fake Flipper glitch here. You can do this glitch without the Moon Pearl, of course, but having the Moon Pearl is required to gain access to 2 more chests while doing this glitch. So with all the 300 rupee drops that they've been finding, this makes a whole lot of sense, because they can buy Zora's item while they're up there as well.
Oh yeah, with that early 300 rupees back in the Lost Woods, that'll definitely lead to them being able to grab that pretty quickly.
So Magnon's taking a death warp here back to the main castle area, because there was nothing down in the basement section.
So they can try out the dark room, and if they happen to find the key in that chest, they could also go ahead and head to the back as well.
Ooh, did you just catch that?
I did not.
The hobo has the hook shot.
Ooh, very interesting.
So we have a sequence broken hook shot right now.
And
Yeah.
an interesting one at that, since it's flipper required. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, because I'm trying to plot it in my mind where I could think this seed may be going. And, you know, our only crystal in the light world is Eastern Palace, which is going to be bow locked. So already in my mind, I'm thinking the bow's in Dark World. You know, we got a Aga 1 seed. I'm thinking the bow's going to be in Dark World. But if we may be able to find a pair of flippers here soon, I wonder if the bow very well may be in Swamp Palace, maybe. Who knows? Like, oh, Tempered Sword already. Look at that. Granted, it is a sequence break, but very nice.
Sequence break is paying off. Already Tempered Sword before even going into Aghanim. That'll make that much easier and a lot more comfortable with their health situation, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, when Magnon ran through the dark part of Escape there, he got to the room in the dark part, but without a key, he actually couldn't continue on to the back part with the bomb wall. So, they know that the gloves will be required to get those in the back there, because if he had a key, he could, you know, easily just go back there and grab those.
And looks like good old King Zora handing out nothing but life lessons today.
Yeah, and I saw just the heart on the ledge as well, so they won't be hidden back there. DT and Benteezy are following in TGH's footsteps. Gonna be grabbing all their nice stuff here. Benteezy hasn't dug up. I guess he didn't do the shovel quite yet, did he?
Didn't dig up his other sword yet, so.
Okay, so he will have just the Master Sword. We'll see how long it takes him to head on over to Aghanim.
Benteezy's a really good player. I'm sure he realizes that sword he just picked up to get Master Sword was a sequence break, and since he's also fully aware at this point that this is an Aga seed, he knows there's a sword somewhere else. He just doesn't know exactly where yet.
Oh man, what was that on the desert ledge? I totally missed it. It looked like it could have been the single arrow. Oh gosh, there's the hammer in the back of Sashrala's hut.
I just caught it on the mainstream there. It is the validation arrow, it looks like.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it kind of looked like the hook shot, but they have that already. So yeah, hammer, pretty nice find, I'll say.
In the back of Sahashrala, I take it. I did miss that, sadly.
Yep, it was in the left chest in the back there. Benteezy will be grabbing it in just a moment. And I can only imagine the other players will be getting there quite soon. There's not really that strong of play otherwise right now.
Oh yeah, and I can't help but just take note with them, you know, granted, like I said, sequence break with the hook shot, but getting that hammer and this being Aga 1, this is setting them up very, very nicely to just barrel head first into the Dark World.
Oh, absolutely. Once they find the boots, and they can grab that glove. Yeah, I guess if that is the first glove, if it is the first glove, then those boots should be pretty soon, because pretty soon they're gonna need the gloves. I mean, the look places. I mean, I guess with the hook shot, they can. With the hook shot and the hammer, they can access the.
They can access the
entire Dark World.
Yeah, they can access the entirety of Dark World with the hook shot and the glove and the hammer once they get through Aghanim. But yeah, I'm sitting here thinking that Aga 1 is going to be their only Dark World access, probably for a good little bit.
Yeah, that's what it's starting to
until
seem
they find those boots.
Yeah, with that in mind, those boots could be just a lot of places in the Dark World, couldn't they?
I mean, if the seed wants to get really trolly about it, the boots may come late. That could be. We could be looking at the MIT upgrade portion at that point. So
it has happened.
No, Benteezy is missing the sword that is in the shovel spot. Got to dig up a sword.
Alright, DT and Benteezy going down to the escape part here. I can only imagine they'll be death warping right after this to go check out what Magnon has already checked, which unfortunately is still not going to be anything.
Yeah, DT already getting that set up and going out with a bang.
Yeah, he took out that green guard at the start there, and then just got down to 1 heart, and it's just a quick bomb. As long as there's not like a health recovery in the Zelda cell.
I have had that happen. I have gotten the full heart recovery before.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like nothing in Eastern Palace for the runners right now. That hammer was all they needed from over here.
So if I were TGH, I would most certainly go ahead and decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do Aga 1. I know it's coming. Might as well get it out of the way. It's like a Band-Aid. You just want to go ahead and rip it off.
Yeah, he hasn't been to any of this yet, so he may very well do the bottom of escape first, and then just death warp back to the start, and then just go to Aghanim that way. If, you know, probably just checking to make sure that the boots aren't available right away.
Oh yeah, because that's definitely an item that you don't want to risk overlooking, especially knowing what's coming.
Yeah, Magnon grabs his Sugan's broken hook shot. So, you know what? Since the hookshot is a sequence break, the item logic doesn't actually have them having Western Dark World access quite yet, huh?
Yeah, everything up to the digging game would be accessible, and then all the way up to Catfish. So
oh, right, they have the hammer, so they can get to that southern area.
They can, yes. But Kakariko, Bumper Cave, and Skull Woods would not be accessible, you are correct. As well as Death Mountain, obviously, but even Light World Death Mountain's not accessible at this point in time.
Yeah, I would assume that the southern part of Dark World, gosh, I can't talk. The southern part of Dark World would be a lot more enticing than, say, Palace of Darkness, because they want to make use of that hammer they got. So I'm a big fan of item chains myself. So if you haven't used an item yet to unlock something, that is where I would go to, you know, use that item to unlock something. I'm going to assume something's going to be down in the Hype Cave.
I'm going to go ahead and wager something's going to be on Catfish, because that's just the type of horrible individual I am.
Wait, they can't get to Catfish, can't? Because there's a rock in the way.
Wait, yeah, you're right. There is no. That one's. I'm trying to think here. That first part, there's a peg you can bash, but yes, at the part next to where would be the witch's hut, there is a rock. You're right.
Okay, yeah. I had just thought about that as well. Alright, DT is going to be our first player climbing up Aghanim's tower. He's already just a little bit of the way through. So he'll be the first one with our Dark World access.
And with that tempered sword just cutting through him like crazy.
No mitts yet. Nope, no mitts. We don't even have gloves yet. We can't grab the gloves until we have the boots, and we don't know where those are at all. Oh, that's true. DT has not been to the back of Sashrala quite yet, so he does not have the hammer. That may funnel him into Pod, honestly, and yep. I'm not sure about that one.
Unless Pod's the play to make, and then, okay, that's fine for now. Considering odds are it's going to be bow-locked anyway to get down to Helmassar.
Alright, let's see our blue ball count in chat. How many do you think we're going to get today? It will be the same for every runner. There's one already.
I'm going to say 4.
4? We saw 7 in chat.
The thing is, every time he does the lightning, his next attack after the lightning is guaranteed to be a regular orb. But everything else has a chance of being a blue ball. So.
Yeah. I think the worst you can get is 15, which is exceedingly rare, but...
Looks like it was 1.
It was... it might have been 1 or 2, but... Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, what have we got here on the ledge? Is it something that'll save DT from hopping into Pod? Nope, it's just a lot of money. There's our Dark World check. The red pennant at Turtle Rock, Crystal 5 at Swamp Palace, and 6 at Thieves Town.
Not too bad at all. But that pendant at Turtle Rock means that ice rod may not be necessary.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They may not need it, but we know that they'll be able to get it.
They still need
Yeah, but we know they'll find the boots to grab that glove. But oh, DT is indeed heading over to Eastern Palace before dipping into any of the Dark World. He's going to be very happy with this decision.
Yeah, it looks like DT was just taking my mindset into play and just going, you know what, just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, maybe he thought he missed something. Like, maybe he doesn't think that, no, it's not funneling me into pod just yet. There should be an item I have right now, and he's definitely right.
Or it could just be a routing choice because he was already there clearing escapes. I mean, why not? But there's his hammer.
Very nice. Is he going to, with already having Dark World access, is he going to bother going to Eastern Palace? It looks like he is.
Would seem to be the case. Also, Reaper Hulk, thank you so very much for the sub, you wonderful human being. Thanks for the support.
Alright, TGH is on Aghanim, and he's almost done, I believe. I haven't been counting, but I know with only 2 blue balls, it's not going to be too long. Magnon's about halfway up G-Tower, and Benteezy's just about to start his ascent. Benteezy did go dig up his Tempered Sword, so he does have that benefit going through here. Might have been checking the last spot in order to avoid doing Aghanim for now. I mean, he knows he'll have to do it eventually, but I don't know. It still works out, because Tempered Sword is just amazing. TGH grabs his fortune just sitting on the pyramid, and what is he going to do? Is he gonna go right into pod, or is he gonna go make use of that hammer? I think.
Honestly, I would make use of that hammer and check Hype Cave. And looks like that's what he's gonna do.
This makes a whole lot of sense. The 5 items in Hype Cave coming up, and then we have the 2 more at the Stumpy and the Digging Game that he can access from down here. Alright, here we go. 5 items coming right up. Not looking good so far. Heart piece, Quake. A blue and a heart. Oh man.
So, possibly useful. That all depends on what Meyer has to say about what it wants to let you in.
Yeah, nothing immediately great, but I mean, I guess we'll see.
But yeah, no immediate progression items.
Oh, come on, game, don't let me down. I'm gonna look like such a dummy if there's nothing over here, because I pull for item chains all the time. There's gotta be something over here. Unless, like, the bow is just sitting in pod, they can just use it and the hammer to finish the dungeon. I don't know.
The thing is, if TGH is going over here to check Stumpy, it would go ahead and be worthwhile to do the rest of the push and check the Digging Game as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Which,
yeah,
looks like he's doing.
Alright, Digging Game. You'll get your item guaranteed in 1 to 30 digs. It'll be the same for every runner. But, here we go. Oh, looks like Magnon is extending his sequence break right now. He used the hammer and the hookshot to pass by over here. I'm not sure about this degree of sequence breaking right now, considering you might get those boots if you stay on path. Oh, there's the flippers.
There's those flippers, which all of a sudden seals that sequence break.
So he may very well be on the right path then.
Yeah, Magnon may just get an early edge for this.
So yeah, following the logic, they wanted you to come over here and dig up the flippers, then go back to the light world and grab the hobo, and then presumably use that hookshot to cross the river to head over towards the Village of Outcasts. Magnon will be probably doing all of Village of Outcasts right now. He's got everything he needs to do it, and then he can just waltz right down and grab his flippers.
Oh yeah. The thing is, you can clear Thieves Town out right now if you wanted to, especially with the hammer. And then with those flippers, you can also go ahead and clear out Swamp Palace, giving you immediate access to the big bomb and the Fat Fairy.
They will need the mirror to get into Swamp Palace, but it is not impossible for it to be over here.
That is right. I always forget minor details. There's our boots in the chest game.
He probably uses them to ram into the shopkeeper. He was so excited. All right.
Early boots is always a wonderful thing to find.
So that'll give him access to the ice rod on the library, but more importantly, the gloves in the lumberjack cave. But he may not be able. He's not going to grab them just yet, of course, because those are in the light world, obviously. But dang, yeah, that's a great find.
We got chat calling Mirror in Skull Woods. What do you think the odds are of that? We got 2 items in Skull Woods and a lot of items still to choose from.
Skull Woods has always been very nice to me, so I would expect to see at least one fairly good item here. And I can't blame TGH for checking this before, because it does kind of transition nicely, going right down to Village of Outcasts right afterwards. It's just
absolutely
that he'll be delaying his boots.
It's a good thing to check, and to be fair, I have found the mirror in here multiple times.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's usually in the in that back room guarded by the mummies and the little what are those little shocking guys called? Is there an actual name for them that I'm not aware of?
Oh gosh, I'm sure there is. I don't know. I just call them little spark dudes.
Yeah, Chad, if you want to help me out with that one, that'd be nice, because I'd like to be up to date on my bestiary.
So it looks like DT did opt to go into pod rather than the southern part of the Dark World. Even with his hammer, he's doing this. There was a key in the first chest, so he can keep going, but I think it's pretty convincing that there may not be anything immediately accessible over here quite yet.
Yeah, and in fact, I find it really interesting. We out of our 4 runners, we've got 3 of them all in different dungeons. We got Magnon in Thieves Town, TGH in Skull Woods, and In the Name of DT in Pod. So, getting a good look at a lot of different things right now.
Again, shoutouts to our tracker who has to pay attention to all of these. I know first jump into the Dark World is definitely like the hardest time for a tracker, because you don't know when someone's going to check the map, and then you're going to be clicking a bunch of crystals on the tracker while someone else is in a dungeon grabbing a bunch of stuff.
And nothing much in Skull Woods. TGH taking a quick death there to get back to the entrance.
So, I guess I mentioned earlier how much of a fan of item chains I am. So, they may not find anything over here other than the boots. That may be the one thing that they needed, because with that, and they can grab the glove, that gives them access to all of the Light World Death Mountain.
I didn't even think about that.
So there's a lot of junk up there that they can check right now, but
absolutely.
With Thieves Town being a crystal, I definitely, yeah, I would definitely do this too. Even with the tease of Death Mountain at my fingertips, I would definitely come in here and finish up Thieves Town, especially being one of the 5/6 crystals.
Oh yeah. Because even if they don't find the mirror in Thieves Town or anywhere in their initial Dark World romp, if they find that mirror up in Death Mountain, then a lot of possibilities are open to them all of a sudden.
think I missed DT grabbing the book in pod. He definitely has it. And he's promptly using it to hop into the Desert Palace here. We haven't seen this yet.
The problem is DT hasn't gone to the village outcast yet because they haven't gone to their hobo yet, so they're missing the boots. So if something is on that lamp, and it is something worthwhile, that's going to sting a little bit.
Oh gosh, yeah, they don't have the hook shot yet. Oh yeah, their following sequence seems like a little too much right now, right? Because that hook shot at the hobo is just... Dang.
This right here is precisely why I don't see sequence breaking as a dirty word. Like, it can help out more than it hurts sometimes.
Oh, for sure. There's that big key sitting up on the desert torch, so they'll need the boots to knock that off. And without a small key here, there's nothing he can do, because that small key is going to be in the big chest.
Without gloves, can't progress to fight the land molas. And as we already are aware, there's just a validation arrow waiting at the bottom of this cliff.
Oh, Magnon's having a little trouble with blind. He's only got one heart left. Oh no!
Taking that death to blind. Blind can be very, very tricky, especially in green mail. I mean, granted, green mail is what you would fight him in vanilla, but you'd probably have a few more hearts than this. Now, granted, you have a tempered sword, but for those who are not familiar, if you're checking this out for the first time, maybe because of the tournament, blind is very unique in terms of the bosses. He doesn't exactly have a health pool like other bosses or enemies do. Having a better sword or a better weapon does you no good. Blind takes 3 hits to remove a head and move on to the next phase, regardless of what you have.
Yeah, interesting that the fireballs from blind actually are going to do a heart of damage regardless of what your armor is. I think ramming into him, and maybe his lasers too, are affected by your armor upgrade, but the vast majority of the time you'll be taking full hearts of damage from the boss. And actually fighting the boss the second time is a lot harder because he starts at the top and a little bit, higher up than he would be, so he's likely just going to run into you like he's doing now. But with that potion, I think we'll be okay here. Uh-oh, maybe not. 2 hits left. Oh, 1 hit on blind, 1 hit on Link!
No! That was a little bit painful to watch right there.
He got robbed by the blind the thief. I can't believe it. Alright, looks like he's gonna give up for now and just come back later, and I can't blame him for that. He used his potion, which was his one insurance, and without that, he may not be feeling too confident about it.
Chat letting us know that apparently we missed a ped check. I'm assuming from DT, as they're the only one that knows how to read right now.
Oh my gosh.
And ped is dead.
Wow. I'm sorry, chat.
we were so engrossed by Magnon's fight. Blind is looking awfully shiny today on TGH's screen. Also, I do believe the mushroom is down there in Thieves Town. I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was in the big chest. Magnon did pick up his flipper, so now he is back in sequence. And after doing this whole loop here, he may very well just go grab his gloves. DT is hopping into Hype Cave here. We won't find anything here, but he will eventually go find his flippers, and that'll definitely point him towards his hookshot sitting around at the hobo right now.
TGH giving us a fairly clean blind fight there.
Nothing important from the boss drop, but it is one of those important 5-6 crystals.
Yup, so that'll inch TGH just one step closer to Ganon's Tower. Magnon about to pick up their bacon medallion.
Hey, and a heart refill if he wants to go back to blind, but I suppose... Oh, he got 2 full hearts here. Yep, Sanctuary. That means it's glove time. And TGH right on his heels. So I think they'll check out the Bonk Rocks right now and then just go grab their gloves and presumably just walk right on up to Death Mountain.
That would definitely be the play to make, I feel, especially given what we've seen out of the Dark World dungeons that they've been able to get into so far. Now, that I'll be eating my words later if the book does get us an item in one of the monuments later.
If the mirror ends up being in there, in Desert Palace, then yeah, that book will definitely be required. Alright, Benteezy is heading up to Skull Woods. No, yes he is, after eating that spear. So he's got his boots, gonna run around. Nothing in Skull Woods? I don't remember, we didn't see anything important here, did we? No. And DT will be grabbing his hook shot, and he'll be very relieved, and maybe a little annoyed that he didn't come here sooner, but, I mean, progress is progress.
We're getting a little bit of a switch up between TGH and Magnon. Magnon deciding to go straight to Death Mountain. TGH wanting to check out the back half of Escape. Let's see which play is a better one to make here.
Oh yeah, they didn't have access to this because the key was sitting back here. It was nothing.
It was indeed nothing. But it looks like TGH hasn't checked out the dark room, so now they're going to spend a little bit more time doing that as well while Magnon climbs further up Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, he might have put off this check here, maybe so he could tell if the dark area had the map or the key, so he would know that he wouldn't have to come here. But seeing both of them just sitting in the back, you know, you gotta come check this.
Very true.
See a poor little Bloomerang sitting on top of Death Mountain, or top of Spectacle Rock there. I can't think that they would go grab that. Poor guy. Oh no, don't go to Dark World. Oh, he's going to Hookshot Cave, maybe? If he's not, he made a mistake.
Yep, it looks like he made a mistake. Unfortunate series of events. The muscle memory can be very, very strong in that regard. You're right there. You see the teleport to Dark World. You know, you saw, hey, there's a blue boomerang up there, and hey, maybe I can take a quick dip inside Hera. And then you realize I don't have the mirror, but it's a bit too late. You are now stuck in Dark World.
I gotta say, I have done that before, so I guess I can't blame him. But
I'm definitely not innocent of it either.
He can check Hera. Unfortunately, he has to go the long way around here, and check out the Paradox Cave here first, which has a nice 7 items in it. Alright, DT is across on the west side of Dark World here. He's going to be doing his whole Skull Woods into the Village of Outcasts loop here.
Magnon just got the blue mail upgrade in Paradox. That might give him some courage that he needs to head back in and show Blind what for.
Oh yeah, for sure. May help him with a couple of the hits as we talked about earlier, but for sure. Oh, there's a bow.
There we go. There's that bow.
That'll open up the rest of both Oh my gosh. Okay.
Paradox being the new hype cave this match for certain. You get the bow and the mirror.
That's the Paradox, isn't it?
Absolutely.
TGH grabbing his mirror shield instead from the chest here. I guess he had found another shield earlier. Man, oh man. So, not only does that make pod completable, the mirror makes it much faster to traverse as well.
Pod, yeah, so the next logical progression. Oh, TGH showing off for us right now.
Holy moly, dude. What a hover. It wasn't very far, of course, but dang, that sure beats bomb jumping.
That's still not an easy trick to pull off by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, doing a pod chained into EP right now seems like the best course of action.
And as you were talking about earlier, this does give them access to Swamp Palace.
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, I'm always a big fan of the Fat Fairy Cave. Just seeing this be an early Aga seed and seeing the items fall into place that you very well could get both Thieves Town and Swamp knocked out so early, it gives me. If I were in this race, my alarms that something was in the pyramid would be like going off right now, going, yeah, let me. I mean, granted, I would want to knock out Pod and EP first, but my next stop would absolutely be Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. The Pyramid Fairy is definitely attractive to me as well.
Hey, I don't judge.
Note to everyone who wants to commentate, don't think before you speak, because it makes it funnier. Looks like Magnon actually did save and quit out of the Spiral Cave, so he did not go up to Hera despite having access to it. Maybe the fact that it's a pendant kind of put him off, I'm not sure. Or he just really wanted to go use this bow to unlock stuff. I guess we'll find out if it was actually worth it, as TGH does wait on the tile room. Benteezy is about to pick up his great stuff here in Paradox Cave, while DT is just about to grab his boots. He runs on out of there. He's got some time to make up. Benteezy also opted to save and quit out of the Paradox Cave. Didn't even go up the Spiral Cave right now. He's going straight over to EP and Pod. Alright, Hera, what do you got? Nothing there. And still nothing.
Yeah, that means Troll Derm's holding something, so he's going to have to do a full clear here.
There was something in the top chest in the first room, but I don't think it was anything important.
Maybe, no, I don't believe so.
Ah, there's the book. It was right there in the big key chest in Pod. Magnon does grab that. So that'll give him a couple more options. Funnily enough, both him and TGH, when they were up here at Death Mountain, wouldn't have had access to the Ether Medallion tablet without that book. Looks like there was nothing in Hera.
Yeah, Hera, big old dead end. Now, granted, Hera is definitely one of the shortest dungeons in the game, so time loss is, while still there, not nearly as painful as some other pendant dungeons could be.
And then TGH is going to finish up by coming over here to Spiral Cave. Definitely makes sense not to do it until after you clear Hera, because you don't want to climb up the whole mountain again.
Oh, no.
And Magnon gets into the bow-locked part of Pod over here. We got two chests, one of them being a small key, and the other one I think needs to be a small key too, right? Yeah. With access to that hammer, I think that actually didn't need to be a key for them to actually have any chance of progression. Yeah, both Pod, Eastern are looking great, but also Swamp is looking very nice as well with that mirror. It's really hard to say. I think they'll all just complete all of them next, just maybe in different orders.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, who's our racers that dipped into EP already?
Oh gosh. Didn't everyone? I know the hammer was over at Sashrala, and I think everyone went right over.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, actually, especially with them getting the lantern so early. I do think that everyone kind of took a dip into EP. So, I mean, these racers probably realize that there's really nothing in EP other than clear it, get the crystal. However, you know, pod holds, I believe, is it 5 items in pod? Or
It is
4?
5. It is
Okay,
5, yeah.
5 items in pod, and then there's also 5 in swamp.
6.
6. See, I'm horrible at this number thing.
That's fine. It also has the other crystal. So yeah, I could definitely see them doing that sooner rather than later. And interestingly, the Cane of Birna was found in the Pod Dark Maze. That actually puts Spike Cave in logic right now.
That it does. And chat, by all means, you get to make fun of me for my lacking of numbers. This is what happens when you rely too much on using map trackers.
Magnon found the fire rod in the pod big chest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So that also opens up Skull Woods.
Yeah, I don't remember how many items they found in Skull Woods, but it's definitely clearable now.
Also not only opens up Skull Woods, but also opens up Ice Palace.
No mitts quite yet.
Oh, that's right.
And they're probably happy about that. No Ice Palace access means that you don't have to go to Ice Palace yet.
I'm not that afraid of Ice Palace, to be fair.
I mean, as long as you have the hammer and the hookshot, it's not bad. It's just one of those dungeons similar to Swamp that you would just rather do in Go mode rather than, you know, item hunt there.
When I first started doing rando, it was definitely one of my bigger weaknesses, so I practiced it a lot. And I'm nowhere near the tier of, you know, some players like Benteezy and TGH and others, but I'm fairly comfortable with Ice Palace and the bomb jumps and everything that entails in there.
Well, that makes one of us. I'm still pretty bad at those bomb jumps. Why did they need gloves for Swamp? Swamp actually does not need gloves to access. However, it does need the mirror.
What he was referring to is needing the mitts for Ice Palace, because I forgot there is that black rock on the fairy island in Lake Hylia that you have to use to access Ice Palace, because I forget these things very easily.
I see. I see. Oh, yep. As you were saying earlier, there was nothing off Armos. But, I mean, that's expected, I guess.
Yeah.
Crystal's a crystal, though. Gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, into Helmasaur for Magnon, and then Benteezy will be following shortly after his long cutscene of watching the wall go. Looks like DT will be our first player to actually turn in the mushroom here. So, what will this hold? They got this from the big chest in Thieves Town, I believe. And it's just bombs.
Just bombs, everybody's favorite item.
There's been a lot of bombs today. Taking out the Helmasaur King with not too much issue. Alright, Fire Rod, definitely worth it for coming to Pod 4. So, after this, he's going to... Oh, he'll just mirror and do Eastern Palace, of course. But after that, I could definitely see heading over to Skull Woods. And probably mirroring from there and checking the pedestal while he's at it. Even though we know it's not going to be anything.
It's a pedestal full of disappointment.
Heck yeah. I still feel like Swamp is still a very strong play right now, though I definitely don't blame him if he wants to go check out the Fire Rod right after this.
I mean, considering I do believe that he's already checked the first part of Skullwood, so all he's got to do is run back and show Mothula what for.
You know, we are just the mitts and flutes away from a potential go mode here.
And that all depends on what Meyer has as its entry medallion. If it is Quake, then you're right.
I always feel like the first medallion you find is the one you're going to need. I mean, that's not always the case, of course, but I like to believe. Yes, DT has already checked pedestal. He opted to dip into Palace of Darkness before heading to the southern part of Dark World to find his flippers. So he already had the book, and he went and used it to do Desert Palace. And he also checked the pedestal at some point, I suppose. See that damage boost off the Helmosaur?
I did not.
He
Oh! I caught it on the mainstream just now. Wow! I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. It's almost like using it as kind of like the hammer yump type deal. That was interesting.
Surely that was on purpose. I'm sure that was not a mistake at all.
I'd claim it was on purpose. Absolutely, it's like I meant to do that.
Alright, Benteezy and Magnon just going through Eastern Palace, checking out what TGH already has, while TGH just checks out what they both already have. Did Benteezy finish pod?
Yes, Benteezy did indeed finish pod. And DT's finally about to grab their gear that they need and kind of bridge that little bit of the gap that they currently have between the rest of the runners.
DT has been a lot more thorough, I believe. The sequence break really paid off, I think. To grab Strider.
Yeah, DT not doing those early sequence breaks definitely cost him some time, but still going at a pretty good pace because with the items, of course, you have at this point in time with the bow and all that, gives you a wide variety of dungeons to clear out, and as we've already seen from the people that have cleared those dungeons, it just opens up even more and more with the fire rod.
You know, we did kind of gloss over the fact, but they are going to need to find the Canis Samari as well, I suppose.
Oh, it's because they already picked up a cane, and it's like, oh, cane, check that off in your head. Wait, wrong cane. That's the blue cane, and we need the red
better cane. Don't give me that look.
I'm judging you with my voice, not with my eyes, I promise.
Oh no, Magnon managed to shoot an arrow right between the two Igors. That was a pretty nice shot. Unfortunately, it didn't hit anything.
Thread the needle there, but DT picking up the red mail out of the Ether monument.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't anything absolutely needed, but I mean, it is nice to find. It's just a little unfortunate that having the book first, it ended up being nothing.
Magnon taking Armos down. Moving on to the next one. Question is, at this point, will Magnon decide to go back, finish off Blind, and then head up and do Skull Woods, or are they going to head on down to Swamp Palace? I think now that they've gotten blue mail, they've got a grudge to settle.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know if you'd want to wait until after you got the myths to do that, just because of getting to the portal in Kakariko Village takes significantly longer if you don't have the myths, so they may be trying to put it off. And it looks like he is going to Swamp Palace.
We will see if that's the play to make, because Benteezy has decided they're going to go to Skull Woods, and we'll see what TGH decides to do here in just a moment.
Sanctuary, huh? Oh yeah, he's also going to Skull Woods, I imagine.
That would seem to be the case, so Magnon may be able to pull ahead if Swamp Palace is the one to make. What's that?
He finds the silver arrows sitting up on the grove ledge up here.
Ah.
So when he makes it over to Pod and Eastern, he's going to have a much easier time on these bosses.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely going to make up some time with the boss kills there, and depending on how late everyone else finds them, would also help to make quick work of Vitreous to boot.
Yeah, Vitreous with normal arrows is a big pain. That's all. What, 3 for each eye and then 8 for the main eye. It's a lot of arrows. You got to sink in.
It's to the point that, you know, I've done so many of these randomized runs, and I can't help but think back to when I first played this game as a child. Well, was that what I think it was?
I believe it was exactly what you're thinking it was, if I'm thinking correctly.
Yep, that was indeed the Cane of Samaria. Woof.
Alright, that's step 1 of Meyer access.
Telling you, Swamp Palace was the play to make. I'm telling you. And it looks like DT is heading there as well. Then picking up that cane threw me completely off my train of thought. I forgot what I was talking about. It's okay. Benteezy realizing it's just couch cash and moving on. Same with TGH. Wow, that was almost an in-sync ped check, I just realized.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. Looks like they're both going to be walking out of Skull Woods here. Where?
Oh no, TGH is actually just now heading in to fight Mothula.
Oh, I see, yeah. Where is Benteezy going right now? He's already done Thieves Town. Oh gosh. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's checking the graveyard ledge, of course. The graveyard ledge and the King's Tomb, I imagine.
Also, I don't believe we've gotten a check up here. It's just a rupee. It was checking the bumper cave. That's what it was.
Looks like Magnon is ignoring the left side of Swamp right now. I'm not sure if he'll come back for it. It is a lot of time to commit to.
And depending, you know, on just how much you find heading through to Argus, if you find the majority of the items, which is a possibility, because the left side is a lot of commitment for 2 items. You know, and you find everything except for map and compass. Hey, guess what? You don't.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, Benteezy goes into the graveyard ledge, sees the butter sword sitting there, and just doesn't grab it.
He just nopes on out of there, and Magnon picks up the half magic, by the way.
Not bad.
Benteezy's just like, nah, I can live without this. I'm good.
Oh, man. I see, Mothula did have the cape, so that's why he was really itching to head over that way, I guess. It definitely makes sense. Yeah, the butter sword does lag more than the other swords. It definitely does, so I guess I could see it. It's just funny that it was within arm's reach.
And when it comes down to it, the butter sword actually in the hands of a really skilled player is not going to give any edge at all in the Ganon fight. It will take the same amount of cycles either way as long as you know how to use that tempered sword.
Checking out catfish here. I don't think anyone's been up this way yet.
Nope, we're getting our first catfish check for sure.
Is this where that elusive flute's gonna be? Nope, not at all. 10 bomb, see you later. Oh no, that's not what you want to see from Argus. I haven't been keeping count of their items, but does the big chest in Swamp Palace actually have something? Is he gonna have to go back in for that?
I think so, because now he's got the big key. I definitely saw him pick up the compass, and I believe the map as well.
Yeah, there he goes.
So I believe Magnon has all the dungeon items, which means not only does the big chest have something, but so does the left-hand side of Swamp Palace as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. With that cane not actually unlocking anything for the players right now, I could definitely see something else still being here.
And the thing is, if there is a myth upgrade here, with that cane, that does give the option of possibly clearing out Meyer, but we'll see. But also do keep in mind that I realize I've been kind of leaning on it a bit too much, and I'm probably going to eat my own shoe later for it. But the big bomb is a thing. In fact,
we did find the powder in the big chest, so that does unlock one item location for them.
indeed it does, as well as a whole heck of a lot of safeties for later dungeons.
But yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, just walking up to the Pyramid Ferry right from here makes a whole lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. And yes, I do realize they don't have the flute, so the thing about eating my shoe, I'll get on that a little bit later.
Benteezy did just check out the Bamos tablet to find nothing. So it looks like neither of the tablets have anything too important today. The red mail upgrade is nice, but definitely not required.
Benteezy gonna join the rest of the cool kids club here in Swamp House.
Oh man, everyone's doing it. We're gonna have all 4 players in Swamp at the same time. That's great. Alright, left side Swamp, what do you got? Okay, well let's do a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay, well, fine then. I mean, at least he got the powder. But now he looks like he is.
And we'll see. Looks like he's gonna go check Bombos as well, real quick, and then hopefully we see him head on up to look into the big bomb and the fat fairy.
To be honest, he might just hop into desert from here.
This is also a very likely thing as well, because desert is the green pendant, so that would also open up another item location with good old Sriracha.
I think the Butter Sword is getting his stream lag revenge right now, because I think we may be out. I'm not sure. If you can hear me, give me your oh my dog. No, I don't know. I lost sound in the restream. I'm not sure. Oh, the game audio is dead, but you can still hear me.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I believe we're coming through just fine. I think something happened to the game audio of the streamer in question we were pulling it from.
I see. I gotcha. All right, Magnon does find his silver arrows here. Looks like he's going to be doing kind of a small little loop here and going to end back up at the bomb shop. So we will see the Pyramid Fairy very shortly. I think DT is doing the same thing now. With his 2 crystals being both 5 and 6.
Yeah, DT is just cutting everything else out of the way and just getting straight to business here.
I could see him just walking right over to EP and Pod right after this.
Yeah, that would actually be a really good play to make, actually. Just come straight out of there, head due east, and knock him out.
Oh, instead, Magnon went and grabbed his ice rod. Just in case he doesn't want to get burned by it, I guess. Just grabbing it as a safety.
Oh, he looks like he still has somewhere else on his mind.
If he finds those myths, flute on Trinexes can totally be a thing. Yeah, he's got the powder now, so he can go use that right over here.
He's being very thorough.
All right, what does the Pyramid Fairy have? It's
there we go. There we go. I knew it. I had that gut feeling that beautiful fat fairy was going to have something important, just because how early we got the setup to be able to access her. Well, let's see those calm curse emotes out there in chat real quick, because you know what? It's happened again.
Oh, man. All right. DT with a very nice advantage with those Titans mitts. Though I don't think TGH and Benteezy will be too far behind him because they're finishing up Swamp Palace. Magnon, oh yeah, it's time for Blind Revenge for him, I think. And then probably Mothula as well.
Oh yeah, but he's definitely going to want to head to that pyramid soon, because otherwise, going to start falling a bit further behind.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'll put it off for too long. All right, DT's going to be spending a little bit of required time here in Pod and Eastern. Full clearing all that, unfortunately.
Possibly having some technical difficulties real quick. Bear with us really quickly.
Oh, looks like we're half coming back.
We just get to really focus on TGH here. That's what we're supposed to do, right?
TGH did do very well in the tournament. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
I thought the fast forward option on emulators was against the rules.
I would be okay with just like double speed music. That would be pretty funny, I think. Alright, TGH does grab his Titan Smiths out of there. That's great. Where is he gonna go first? That does unlock all of Dark Death Mountain. Which means, oh gosh. Turtle Rock, yeah. Flute can definitely be there. He's gotta think if he wants to go grab his Ice Rod.
And I do believe during our technical difficulties, I think, did Magnon kill Blind, or did Magnon just go straight for Skull Woods?
I think he went straight for Skull Woods. I don't think he would have made it to Blind that quickly. Yeah, he still has 3 crystals right now.
Okay.
Won a radio speedrun race broadcast. I can never do too.
So all TGH and Benteezy need at this point in time is Ice Palace and Mire. Now for Ice Palace, they're all ready to roll. Well, TGH is, as is DT, because DT also checked the Fat Fairy. It looks like. Wait, no, yes, that would be the case. Yeah, they would have. Benteezy, as soon as they grab their mitts, would also be ready to roll into Ice Palace. Now, the big question here is, do you think the Flute's in Ice Palace, or do you think the Flute's in Turtle Rock?
Gosh, that is going to be the play, isn't it? They're going to want to put off Ice Palace as long as they can, because all they need is that Flute. And a Go Mode Ice Palace is very, very enticing. That's what you want to do.
Ice Palace is a bit easier to Go Mode than Mire, because Mire, depending on where that big key is, you may be doing the whole dungeon regardless.
Well, I don't think they're going to be... I mean, they need the Flute to do Mire at all anyway. So, I don't... By the time they can access Mire, they will be able to Go Mode it.
Oh, yeah.
TGH did pick up the Butter's sword.
Yep. Well, we'll see if that helps him or hurts him.
He's heading into Ice Palace.
Yep, looks to be the case. Going ahead and making that call, and we'll see if that works out for them in the end.
I think fully clearing Ice Palace, even if there's nothing here,
well, full clearing, it's going to be necessary. It's still a crystal.
Right. Well, I mean, hunting for all the items. I don't think it's worth going out of your way to potentially maybe being able to Go Mode this dungeon, just because the time you spend looking for the Flute, you could have just finished the dungeon. I mean, certainly you're going to have to go find the Flute anyway, but, I mean, if it's here, that's just super.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to be in that first chest there. Benteezy actually is dipping into desert here. I guess he didn't find anything because he's leaving. I don't think we saw anyone else go in the desert. Did he get anything? I guess not.
Don't believe so.
It's definitely not opting to clear it right now, because even though it is the green pendant, it's still a little bit, you got to keep it in mind, but I don't blame him for not going all the way up to Lamels right now.
And honestly, in my opinion, would be the better call to make is just head on out of there, and because knowing what we know, where the mitts are located and what that opens up to you, I wouldn't really bother with Desert Palace right now either. We just really need Benteezy to go ahead and buy that big bomb.
Is he going up to Hera? Oh no. Oh yeah, because he didn't do Hera or Spiral Cave. He just exited straight out of Paradox Cave. So he's gonna go check all this to make sure that he didn't actually miss it the whole time.
Magnon went ahead and grabbed their butter sword as well. They still didn't. They cleared Skull Woods, but have not gone back for Thieves Town.
That does seem like it would have been an ideal time to do it.
Yeah. Oh, they're checking their mushroom real quick.
Sounds like more bombs.
What does a bomb sound like? Wait, don't answer that. My tinnitus is bad enough already.
Oh, okay, the one item that we missed in Hera was bombs. Of course it was. Well, no flute from Ice Palace yet, but we're just about to get into the meat of the items. He's already checked the iced tea room, but there's 3 more coming up soon. Alright, DT onto Armos Knights with those silver arrows. Quite trivial.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you one thing, I really want to give it up to these racers here because we've seen so many different playstyles here, so many different routes. At the same time, yes, granted we have different amounts as far as completed dungeons for many of these racers, but if you ask me to tell you who is in the lead right now, I don't know. Because granted, like TGH and Benteezy both have the most crystal dungeons actually completed right now. And hopefully TGH is making the best call here, going to Ice Palace looking for the flute. But Benteezy is in Hera, nowhere near where he needs to be to continue on with progression. Whereas, Magnon and DT keep on making up time here and there with good progression calls. Although I say that, and DT's not in Ice Palace right now, and Magnon hasn't grabbed the big bomb, so we'll see if that continues to be a thing.
Yeah, he's running out of spots. He's not going to have too much choice left here soon. Alright, the big chest in Ice Palace is... nothing. That's at least 2 items, right? Or that might be 3, actually. Magnon is also going up to Hera to finish what he started earlier.
And I believe TGH has full cleared this dungeon, so if Cold Stare has nothing, then we're looking at Turtle Rock.
We're looking at Dark Death Mountain, Turtle Rock, and then the Blacksmith sequence.
Yeah, or could be looking at Sahasrahla, because we still have not gotten, a Land Mola kill and a Green Pendant turn in.
Oh wow, that'll probably be the last thing that they do. I mean, they will very likely clear Turtle Rock before doing that. I say they will very likely, but what I mean is I would very likely. I have no idea if these guys are going to do it or not. Ooh, Benteezy heading to Spike Cave. Has anyone else done this yet?
I believe this is the first Spike Cave we're getting, yeah. I'm very interested to see where TGH is heading from here.
Dang. Nothing in Spike Cave. He's heading down to the blacksmith, I believe.
Probably would be a pretty good call to make.
Yep, we got the blacksmith, the pegs, and then also the purple chest, which, while he doesn't have the flute to flute it right there, the mirror makes this definitely a lot faster. I don't think he wants to go up the Death Mountain and spend all the time doing that if he can avoid it, and I definitely don't blame him for that. Alright,
I mean,
Scaramouthula.
I don't know for sure, actually, because when you think about it, Blacksmith's going to give you an item, Lunchbox is going to give you an item. Heading up Death Mountain, now that you have the mitts, having Dark World East access, as well as possibly Turtle Rock, as long as Turtle Rock is Quake. You know, you get the Hookshot Cave, you've got a Super Bunny Cave. That's a lot of items up there. What was that on the Blacksmith?
That was Ether from the Blacksmiths.
So, odds of them having access to both Mire and Turtle Rock right now, even greater with the Blacksmith. So, I may be eating my words there yet again if Turtle Rock ends up being Ether locked. It's like, okay, well, maybe they did need to go to the Blacksmith then.
I think I'm on your side that I really like. Oh my gosh, it's right there.
Oh, Turtle Rock dreams crushed forever, gone. It's all gone.
Whatever, video game, just whatever.
So yeah, TGH is now in go mode.
In go mode, as long as Mire is not Bamos.
Yes, as long as Mire's not Bamos, I'm having a feeling, given what we've seen so far, I think this has turned out to be a jet seed, is what I think.
1 hour 16 minute and 95% go mode or something. I don't know.
Yeah, faux mode, I believe, is what the chat is saying here.
Pretty good. I like that. Alright, I might not be able to tell on the restream, but here's the moment of truth.
Is he in go mode, or is my Turtle Rock dream still alive?
It's Quake, I believe.
It is Bacon.
Oh, Benteezy is doing a glitch to keep his bomb, I hope. But he didn't keep it. Oh, no.
Oh.
Dang, dude. That does save a marginal amount of time because you don't have to walk around. But it's a little finicky, I guess. I honestly haven't tried it myself.
And actually, something I haven't noticed here, DT has now pulled ahead of Benteezy, actually.
He's in Ice Palace, isn't he?
Yeah, he's clearing through Ice Palace. So, wow, that's, like I said, now granted, TGH is definitely in a much better situation than everyone else right now. But as far as the other three runners, like, I'm still curious to see who's going to come in at what spot.
Magnon is, I believe he is going to the bomb shop now. I don't know what else he has to do down here. Never mind. Where is he going? Is he going to desert? Oh, no.
Oh, I believe he is. No, Magnon, no. Also, Mr. Horrible, 5 months in a row, sub. Thank you so much for your continued support, you wonderful, wonderful human being.
Yeah, this might be his first trip into desert here. This book has just been a red herring. It hasn't led to anything other than the red mail.
Other than red mail, that's it. Ped's a bust. Bombos was a bust. Desert Palace seems to be a bust. I mean, granted, still, we've not seen what Shrahastra has, but judging by TGH's progress and us already knowing where the silvers are, I don't think it's going to be anything important. I mean, they've
No,
already
not at
got
all.
Butter Sword. We already know where all the males are. I don't see what it could be that's important at all.
The big key for Meyer was in the center main room on the gosh, I don't even know what to call that chest there. It's in the main room. That's all I know.
The one that's up on the kind of the fence flooring,
Yeah.
up in that area,
Yeah, that
where you
one.
have to hit the crystal switch and then come back. Yeah,
I'll just call it that. That entire sentence.
that entire sentence is what it's called officially in guides, yeah.
The Prima Player's Guide.
Yeah, the Prima Player's Guide. The gated floor, you gotta go hit the crystal switch and come back. Chest.
Alright, Benteezy also entering Ice Palace. Gonna be hoping to find his flute, and he's not gonna. There's nothing here. DT is about partway done. He's checking his iced tea room. And I didn't see if he's checked the 3 chests on the right side quite yet. Is that the second item in Desert? No, that was the first item in Desert. Or maybe it was the second, and he really wants to go do Land Moas. Oh man. He's got his fire rod out. He's definitely gonna go fight him. TGH showing off the power of the butter sword spins on these stupid eyeballs. Without his silver's gotta land 3 arrows straight into the giant eye, but you know, it's no issue. That is the last crystal for TGH. We'll be heading up to Ganon's Tower here very shortly. DT is hopping down into Cold Stare right now. Gonna be grabbing his... what number crystal is this? 6th crystal. And then he will be on his flute hunt. Going for the little glitch there that lets your sword beams contribute to breaking the ice block in Cold Stare. You kind of have to time it correctly. With the red male not having any trouble just face tanking all these
absolutely
guys.
And to answer someone's question, Silver's was on the Grotto Mirror Cave, Mirror Cave.
Alright, DT. Where is your flute? Where are you gonna go first? Hopefully not up the Death Mountain. He's taking the warp over here. This takes him to... I don't remember where this takes you. Doesn't it take you, like, by the witch's hut? Oh, just a little bit west of it, I see. No way, is he going to Blacksmith's?
Possibly, which means that's going to put him right at where he needs to go to get... Oh!
Oh no, he's grabbing the ice rod. He's preparing for the worst. Oh no, he was so close to the blacksmiths. You gotta go check those first.
Please tell me he's going to go check Blacksmith before he heads up to Turtle Rock.
Even Quid is not promising.
Oh no!
And this isn't a bad play by any means. I mean, the chest density up here is just so high compared to just doing the blacksmiths that it's not something you can blame him for. We just know it's wrong.
Yes, we just know that it's a very bad idea.
It's I don't know. It's not the worst plan. It's just the incorrect plan, which is just randomizer. It's how it goes sometimes. Alright, Benteezy jumps into his Cold Stare fight. Just opting with half magic to rush it down with the fire rod. Oh, beautiful fight. Keeps it nice in the corner. I love the ice puff explosion despawn at the top of the room. That was really great.
Oh yeah, you gotta love it when someone can pull off a really clean, like, cold stare and Trinex are the ones that look the most impressive when you can get a really clean fight.
Oh gosh, I didn't see what Sashrala's item was, but apparently Magnon threw bombs at him.
Someone's telling me in chat here, Green Pin and Check was bombs.
Of course it was bombs. Why wouldn't it have been bombs? Oh my gosh. Alright, TGH is heading up here into the Stalfos room. He's checked the right side already, so I believe this will be chest number 8 starting? Maybe 7. Oh gosh.
It would be 8 starting because you count the torch as 7 there.
That's right. It ain't 12. Magnon is hopping.
I was gonna say it could be 12 because this will be 12 right here.
Oh, wait. 8, 9, 10, 11. Ha, you're right. That is mathing. Oh, Magnon's gonna get his revenge. I thought it was coming down to check the chest. I was like, wait a sec, he's already checked it. But no, he's getting his revenge. Yeah, I got half magic and Cane of Burner now. What are you gonna do? That's what I thought, Mr. Blind. Mrs. Blind. I'm not quite sure what the canon is.
Looks like Benteezy is going to take the blacksmith home, which means hopefully we will get Benteezy that flute sooner rather than later, so it doesn't fall into the same trap that our good friend DT has found himself in.
Even if he wants to go into Turtle Rock right now, he can't with the blacksmith following him, so he has to go turn that in. Into the rando room we go, and we found nothing. Right, Ice Armos and Bob's chest, I suppose. Magnon leaving his mirror that's sitting, or his flute that's sitting right over there at the blacksmith's hut. Benteezy is going to be picking it up shortly, and DT is going to be wasting a lot of time here in Turtle Rock.
I really hope Magnon's about to get the big bomb. I really do. Because otherwise, I'm going to feel so bad for them.
Right, he still hasn't done this yet. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Closer and closer we pull to a potential tile room. Big key. Oh, man. Oh no, we dropped the bomb. Pick it back up. Nice.
Oh! That's 21, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, because tile room is typically 22. Now, funnily enough, Magnon could just walk up from the castle, or walk straight up from the bomb shop, and then mirror, and then take the gate warp, because they have defeated Aghanim. Funnily enough, that is how to do this if the hammer happens to be locked behind the wall here. You gotta defeat Aghanim to do it in that case. So it can make an Aghanim seed pretty late if that's where the hammer happens to be. And there's this Mitz. He's going to be very relieved and probably a little annoyed to find that now.
I think I would like to think that right there Magnon was hesitating, going, "Should I bomb the chest? I'm not going to bomb the chest. I got work to get done." DT is going to be the one bombing chest when they find that flute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but it wasn't in a chest. What is he going to bomb instead?
The room.
Just everything.
I would use Quake and suplex the room.
Maybe he'll find Bombos here, and then that'll help.
There we go.
Magnon with the mitts is now hyping into Ice Palace, which I believe everyone has fully cleared now.
Yes,
no one got to go mode this dungeon.
We're at this point just waiting on DT and Benteezy to clear Mire. Benteezy's in Mire. And DT is taking a scenic route. They'll get there eventually. However, TGH just finishes off Landmola's, so is now finishing off Landmola's too, and about to head up and finish out their gauntlet.
Did we check Magic Bat? We did check Magic Bat. I believe.
Yes.
I don't remember who did it, but someone definitely did it.
I want to say it was Mag that checked Magic Bat. Was not anything spectacular.
Oh yeah, because you checked it, and then I got the Ice Rod shortly after, I believe, or before. One of those. Pretty, I don't know, just pretty standard play going on here. Benteezy's gonna be finding his big key for Meyer right now. DT is heading down to the depths of Turtle Rock. Magnon's about to do his bomb jump here. We'll see how he handles this.
I have nothing but the best faith for Samus to make this jump.
Or he's just going to not, I suppose. Yo, jump completed.
Yeah, jump completed right there. I told you.
You're gonna fully clear the dungeon, and you have the hookshot and the hammer already. TGH doing. Look at this hover going on right here.
Oh
See
my
ya, Moldorm.
goodness! Somebody clip that. That was beautiful. TGH showing off the skills to pay the bills here tonight. Not playing around with this this last daily of the year.
Holy moly, he's definitely gunning for that first place spot.
Oh, absolutely.
TGH is on
Speaking of
Aghanim 2. No one has finished yet.
Yeah, as according to SRL, no one's finished yet.
Holy moly, dude.
And a quick Aghanim finish. Nice.
Wow.
Okay. Down, TGH. Down.
Oh, amazing. I love watching players that have such high execution. So it's if you've played this game and you watch someone with such a high skill level, such as TGH, it's very obvious how good they are at the game. Just all the small little details that you can make out only if you run this game, only if you play this game a lot. It's ridiculous.
I put.
I say it as you immediately.
He meant to do that. He had to reset his health.
He might have meant to do that. I don't know.
But I've put a lot of hours in this game, and I cannot hover. Like no.
So anyway, maybe I should just keep my fat mouth shut. I don't know.
Not like he had 2 hearts coming out of Aga too. I'm pretty sure that death was intentional.
Okay.
At least that's what TGH will have you believe.
Oh my gosh. DT. Oh, finds his flute. Holy moly! I just look right over here and he's picking it up, and
there we go. Benteezy already having found it. Didn't get any angry actions from DT there, but hopefully DT will head to Meyer ASAP.
He's being all business right now. He knows he has to turn in this guy. He has to get rid of him. He doesn't even need to go pick up the item. He just got to get rid of him, and then he can go. I'm just gonna go grab Ether anyway, I guess. Okay, sure. Oh yeah, Silverless Ganon for TGH. No, I don't think he's gonna have any issue with this.
Oh, absolutely not. TGH is definitely one of the higher tier players of Link to the Past Randomizer. And while Silverless looks like a hard trick to do, I assure you, it is. But people, players like TGH, Benteezy, Barry Bonds, like all the big names you do hear about, they've practiced this, I assure you.
Being able to spin attack Ganon 3 times before the torch goes out is a lot harder than you might think it is. So being able to do that consistently is, you know, it's really timing, but it's still timing you gotta learn. And down goes Ganon.
Absolutely. However, TGH is going to be finishing in second place with an official SRL time of 1:35:05. Just narrowly sniped.
You could say it.
What's that?
You could say it.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
By I smoke. Yeah, I can't.
Don't say it. No,
I'm not gonna say it.
You're not gonna say it? Alright. So, I Smoke Meth Daily 69 finishes in first place with a time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 28 seconds. TJ finishes in second place with the time that he said. About 30 seconds separating the runners. Oh man, I love this game. And it's fun. Everyone is so cool.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. You can go to Speedruns Live and check out the races tab. You can see all the players in this race. Honestly, if you click on the race, your browser might crash because it's gonna try to load up all the streams. But oh my gosh, the chests on the credits screen there for negative link are also negative.
Oh, beautiful. Love it.
What was the time difference? Time difference was about 35 seconds or so. Inknun finishes in third place with 1:37:12. Alright, looks like Magnon found his flute and also got ether. I think everyone picked up ether, didn't they? He doesn't want to go back. He wants to walk over there to the thing, but he's going to walk through his portal to do it. Oh, man. Alright, DT... Oh, did he skip the big key? I think he's going this way first, but... I think the small little backtrack would have netted him his big key without having to go through this cutscene chest right here, unfortunately.
And there we go. That beautiful national anthem.
Yeah, I guess we didn't get to hear that, did we?
No, not earlier. When the others did it, we didn't have their sound, and I believe when, because I think, was it TGH was the first? Yeah, TGH was the first to get flute, and I don't believe we had it on their sound earlier.
Alright, Magnon will be joining DT in Mire, but DT is now picking up the big key. Can walk right to the boss. Unfortunately, it was after doing the cutscene chest, but that's fine. Benteezy about to head into Ice Armos here, who is guarding the Ganon's Tower big key. So we should probably be finishing up in about 6-7 minutes.
But yes, once again, these streamers we've had on Restream tonight have all been incredibly entertaining and incredibly talented. By all means, I'm about to put this out in chat here for you guys. Here's the runners. You know, go show them some love, give them a follow. They work hard for our entertainment, or at least to have fun, one way or another.
No matter where your flute ends up, or how many times you dip to your Turtle Rock, even though it isn't needed.
Indeed. I'm still gonna feel so bad for DT because of that.
All right, looks like we're gonna pull TGH in here. Give a quick little interview.
Fantastic.
Hey TGH, welcome. Congrats on your finish.
Hello, thanks. What's going on?
So I gotta
Go ahead.
I gotta ask, was the death to Ganon intentional?
It was not.
Oh dang.
No, that was not intentional. I just swiped, because with Gold Sword, I'm not really that practiced in fighting Ganon with Gold Sword. Like, that sounds kind of weird, but, I swiped 5 times instead of 6, and, like, the path I take normally works when you swipe 6 times, but I swiped 5, so it was off, and I just got hit by the trident.
I see.
But no, that was not intentional. It probably cost me, like... Well, I guess if you're gonna die to Ganon, you should probably die early, so it wasn't that bad, I guess. I don't think it cost me first place, but...
Yeah, it was about, what, 35 seconds between you and first place. I'm not sure if that was a 35-second death or not.
No, I think it was more like 20. I think, if anything, going right in GT first killed me. More than anything, that's like a minute lost.
Still, like your lead got solidified real quick when you found that flute. I don't even think you're even expecting something like that there. It looked like you were just trying to get the blacksmith out of the way before moving on.
I was thinking TR. I was like, along that route, I would have gotten the ice rod in the library, and gone to TR probably immediately after, or maybe done desert first and then went to TR. But
because the funny part is Turtle Rock was Quake as well.
Nice.
So had you gotten up there, like had you just ignored all that and just went up there, guess what you would have been doing?
And in T-Rock.
Yep, and there was nothing in there as
I honestly
DT.
probably would have expected the flute in the laser room at that point.
Oh, for sure.
Since I had Mirror Shield and both the invincibility items to point to laser room. But yeah, I'm really glad I didn't go there. Glad I did what I did.
I had a pretty nice sequence break at the beginning with that hook shot.
Yeah, that was nice. I don't usually do that, actually. I don't like. I've kind of like I used to do that a lot, like fake flipper, but then I kind of stopped doing that. I'm glad I did it this time. I just decided to be a little bit more thorough in the overworld than I have been in previous races, and like at that point, at the very beginning, like I had seen what was in Lumberjack, knew I had to find the boots somewhere, and so I was going to be extra thorough in the overworld before going to fight Aga. Because if you can help it, you couldn't help it this seed because boots were in the Dark World. But you like to find boots before Aga Tower because boots saves quite a bit there. So that was just kind of part of my thought process there.
Well, I was gonna ask something and immediately lost my train of thought. Aw, man.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Kyle LPN finishes in 4th place with 141.38, and then Hippos finishes in 5th with 143.04. Magnon picks up his last crystal here. He'll be flying up to Ganon's tower here shortly. Benteezy decides to bomb the Molder Arm 2 chest before heading into Aga.
Of course. By the way, I just gotta say, TGH, you make one of the hardest tricks in this game look easy.
Hovering?
Oh,
you hovered at Skull Woods and you hovered at the Troll Derm. And it's like you're just scooting on through.
Thank you. It's something that I've practiced.
Like you definitely have to.
I think with as quickly as you started and finished them, it definitely shows the amount of work that you put into doing that trick.
Wow, Benteezy just 2-cycled Aga 2.
Oh yeah, that was a fancy Aga 2.
Alright, DT is continuing his right side G tower by going all the way to Ice Armos, and yeah, this will definitely pay off. As as that is where the big key lies. Alright, Benteezy on to Ganon. Has a lot of health, a lot of armor, half magic, nothing scary going on here. Using the Tempered Sword because we saw he just stared at the Butter Sword for a second and immediately
I
left.
figured he would. He hates Butter Sword. Honestly, I should have done the same thing. Because Butter, like, at that point, well, I guess it saves time on Cold Stare and like, Trinix. And I guess, Helma. But it lags the game, like, more than people think. Like, it almost, like, the amount of lag that it produces almost, like, counteracts the time saved on those bosses.
Does it, I'm not, too into the mechanics of the Butter Sword in particular. Does it just, like, lag when you hold it out, or just, like, with every swing?
No, it lags the game, period, like, even if you're not using it.
Oh, wow. Seriously?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, for instance, it's exaggerated when you hold your sword out. But like if you can tell on bosses like Helmasaur and Trinix and stuff that the game really, really lags more when you have Butter Sword and also Mirror Shields as well.
Oh, huh. Okay, that is definitely, I see, grounds for just skipping one shield somewhere.
Yeah, so that was a kind of a smart play by Ben, and one that I didn't make, regrettably.
I see. That's interesting. Well, we all learned something today. Thank you very much. Alright. Dustin has finished in 6th with 144.06, while Benteezy has just finished up Ganon in 7th place with 146.21. DT is into his gauntlet here, about halfway through already. Magnon about to make an important decision. Are you gonna continue on? Are you gonna mirror? He's out of here. Not even interested in picking up the key after this room.
That's funny. Before you said that, I was actually just about to say, I'll bet Ben found Gold Sword and just skipped it.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep.
He just walked in there and just walked right out.
Yep.
You know, I was, oh, I remember what I was going to say when I lost my train of thought earlier about the fake flipper thing. I think you may have been, enticed to go there because you had just, like, found, like, 2 or 3, like, 300 rupee drops, so you had more than enough to pay for Zora and had a bunch left over still. I'm not sure
That's
if that would have
definitely a
factored
part of
in.
it, yeah.
Okay. But I know you definitely had at least 600 as soon as you finished, Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, I believe actually it was about 700, if I'm remembering right. That's what most of the runners had after doing a full clear through and ending up down on the South Shore.
Yeah, that was definitely a huge determining factor in that play.
And then finding the Tempered Sword in the Waterfall Cave just was even better because we were just about to do Aghanim's Tower.
Yep. Being able to one-swipe those ball and chain guards is really, really nice.
Oh, yeah. And then you didn't have to go down to the Hype Cave and then over to the digging game to grab the flippers, considering you had the hook shot already, but I suppose it was a nice, like, peace of mind that you're not, that, oh, well, I'm back in item logic or something like that.
Yeah, I figured that if something was in Hype Cave, I could take a sort of shortcut. It seemed like a good play at the time.
And it looks like Benteezy is now joining us as well. Welcome, Benteezy.
Hi.
What did you think of that little race there?
It was a pretty good scene. I liked it. It was a nice way to... I think this is the last daily, right?
This is the last daily of 2017.
Yeah, so it was a nice way to send off the dailies after, like, 2.5 straight weeks of Plandos. So, that was nice.
Boots were in the game, which is always good.
Boots were
they
actually
did
fairly
exist.
early as well.
Yeah, chess game, if I recall.
Yep.
Yeah. I made I heard the chat didn't like that I skipped butter. Heard the chat was upset.
You know, I saw the restream and I saw you with tempered, and I said to myself, I'll bet you he went in, found butter, and just noped right out.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. He stepped foot right in there on the cemetery ledge, took one look at that thing and went, and just left.
I should have done the same thing. I didn't do that. I grabbed it.
I don't
disappointed in
think I
myself.
messed up any of the bosses, so it wouldn't have made a difference. Well, I messed up Ganon, but I didn't lose any places because I messed up Ganon. Like, I didn't get sniped between the time entering and Ganon, so it didn't matter. That's the
Yeah,
only place.
no, a lot of your bosses, Benteezy, as well as TGH, like your all's bosses were really smooth.
Speaking
Yeah,
of Ganon,
Especially that cold stare. Yep,
DT is
DT's
hopping down.
DT's going to get there and show him what for. And as we are getting word here, dailies will be returning January 1st or 2nd, and they will run until GDQ. So
nice.
they're just ending for the end of the year. Of course, give people some time to enjoy their New Year's Eve with friends and family and all that good jazz.
I believe GDQ starts on the 7th, so about 1 week from now, exactly.
Yes, it would be 1 week from tomorrow is when it's next Sunday that it starts.
That's right, because we're past AM, aren't we? My clock says.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Technically, right now it's Sunday. Yes.
It's not tomorrow until I sleep. Don't worry. Where were silvers? Silvers were on the graveyard, the south of graveyard, not graveyard, the south of the What was a really long name?
It's in K45.
Yeah, that one. The south of the grove.
It's official
that's it.
name.
I probably would have gotten silvers if Flute wasn't in what do you call it? If Flute wasn't in Hammer Pegs.
Oh yeah, because you would have ran all the way down there after grabbing the
Yeah.
ice rod.
I should have stuck to my guns. I got bow and I just immediately saved and quit to Pot Eastern, like knowing that I had the options of doing Hera and Spiral Cave. And then like after Swamp, instead of just going straight to Fat Fairy, I was like, oh my god, if it was in Hera this whole time, I skipped it from the beginning, oh my god. And so I like caved and went back up Death Mountain and did a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff.
I feel like you may have gotten a little luckier, because if you went there after you found the mitts, you might have went into Turtle Rock.
Yep. We had one person on Restream end up in Turtle Rock for the duration of Turtle Rock, and that was DT, because they didn't find that pesky little flute.
I'm not surprised. It was baiting you to T-Rock, honestly.
Did he just pick up the ice rod like super early or something?
Not really. It's just a matter of just not checking that small section. And the thing is, there were a lot of, like, I'm horrible at the logic in this game sometimes, but even this race was beating me over the head with certain logical choices. It's like, it's very obvious. You're doing AGA 1, okay? You get the Dark World, and you find all the items necessary, get over there to do Thieves Town. Okay, well, I also have everything here that I can go do Swamp Palace. Go do Swamp Palace. Okay, Thieves Town and Swamp Palace are both red crystals. Get that bomb. Oh, the bomb gets you the mitts. Okay, wow. Like, the run was beating you over the head the entire darn time, so forcing you towards Turtle Rock was definitely a very trolly move that this seed was trying to do.
Yeah, it was a pretty straightforward seed overall. Unless you got baited
Into going to Turtle Rock, yeah.
But like the thing was though, it's like
Did you fake flipper,
like
Teach?
Ben said, unless you get Ice Rod really early there, it's like you're probably gonna route Ice Rod in with West Dark World, like once you
Yeah, with the Smiths.
Yeah.
I felt like that. Once I saw Turtle Rock was a pendant, I felt like there was no reason to go pick it up until I was, deciding to go there.
Yeah.
Like I had to make the conscious decision to go there, and I would need Mitts to make that decision. So I might as well just save it till I can do Smiths. And then I picked it up and got the flute. And then I was like, well, I don't know what the Meyer medallion is. And then the Smith gave me ether, and I was like, I'm in go mode. I don't even care. I know it's not Bombus.
It wasn't even either.
No, it wasn't even ether.
Yeah.
It was quick. That was so funny.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that ether wasn't even necessary for anything. Everything was bacon medallion.
I was
really
thinking the
scared.
same thing though, Ben. I was like, yeah, I'm in go mode. I don't care. Like, I just went straight to Meyer just to see, but I was pretty sure I had the medallion for it.
I fake flippered. Well, I think something that really bit me this game was doing Kakariko south to north, because I didn't get to check the shovel spot after getting the shovel. And
yeah. You got your Master Sword from the Sequence Break Waterfall.
yeah, exactly. So I had Master Sword. I had Lamp, Hookshot, Master Sword, and I knew Hookshot was Flipper's lock. So to have Hookshot, you have to have Flippers, and usually that combination of items is like go to Aghanim and then go to West Dark World through the top, like swim into the water and then hookshot across. And so I was like, well, I know this is an Aga seed, but like I don't actually have Aga access. It's a sequence break that I got it from.
Right.
So
you made a good idea to go dig up that thing first.
Oh yeah, and I said that very same thing at that point in time when you picked up that Master Sword behind the waterfall. It's like, I know Benteezy's a good player. I know they're going to realize this is a sequence break, so they got to realize there's another sword somewhere around here relatively soon.
I thought I was gonna find flippers, and I was really scared that it was gonna be the gloves. So I was like, I went into Hyrule Castle with full intentions of doing Aga 1, and then I like saved and quit out of it. I was like, you know what? Let me just go find what it is, because if it's a glove and the flippers are somewhere in Dark World, like I'm gonna be so mad at myself. But
Also, real quickly, we do have In the Name of DT joining us. How you doing?
Pretty great. How are you guys?
Having a ball with this one. It was a relatively short seed, but very entertaining in my opinion. I just got to ask you one thing, DT, and I'm sure a lot of people in chat are curious. How do you feel about that flute location?
The funny thing is, well, even to back up what I was about to say, I was very, very set on going to do dungeons because of the way that V27 logic tends to work. So I was thinking, if I'm going to go up to Dark Death Mountain, let me stop at the library, grab the ice rod, because hey, knowing my luck, Trinex is going to have the flute. So I went up there, I cleared all of Turtle Rock, and as I was going down Kakariko to get the ice rod, I was thinking maybe I should just do the blacksmith stuff since I'm right here. Nah, let me just go do dungeons. And yeah, it turns out then, with where the flute was, it bit me, but you know that's how it works.
Yeah, sadly, you were our only restreamed to do Turtle Rock, but I mean, you took it in stride, and you definitely came back to snag third off the stream.
No,
So-
yeah.
I'm gonna run through some names here. It's been a while since we've been calling these. Unos is finished in 8th place. I'm just gonna go through really quick. Salty Fry 9th, Blaine 10th, Maximum Barnage 11th, Gonspore 12th. DT has finished in 13th place. Zodastone, Zyrak, Levon Firestorm. Oh gosh. Scrolling down. Glan in 17th. Mijati in 19th. Number play in 20th. Superintendent Taylor in 21st. We're almost there. Hold on. Evanitis. And Magnon has just finished in 23rd place with 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 15 seconds. Despite some troubles that they had, being sub 2 in this is still pretty nice.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, especially considering, just for those that were not already aware, there were 55 runners in this race. So all these runners so far that are finishing, including all 4 on our restream tonight, are definitely in the top half, and like that's still really, really good. So all the runners we've had tonight on stream here were amazingly talented guys, and definitely know their stuff when it comes to this. Better than I do, I can promise you that much. Right now, I'd probably still be in Thieves Town going, why can't I kill Blind?
I just want to say real quick, I think since getting knocked out of the main tournament in the Swiss tiebreaker, This might have been the first pure open mode seed that I've played in almost 2 full months.
Oh wow.
Knocking off that rust in style, then, ain't we?
I didn't realize you had gone so long without playing an open.
I mean,
I see you doing like key sanities and stuff like with your viewers, but
yeah, I've done key sanities and enemizers and whatnot, but just like a regular pure open mode, it's been a while. I had fun with it. That's really all I can say. I had fun. That's all
That
I
was a-
want.
that was a fun
We
seed.
had fun watching you guys.
I mean, any seed that has the boots not in Turtle Rock or Ganon's Tower, like I think those seeds are fine by me. Just,
Yeah, I suppose boots were kind of, sort of, relatively early.
someone in my chat saw the ice round. They were like, boots are on the pedestal. Like like 5 minutes into the game, they were like, "Oh, there's the ice round. Yo, boots are on the pedestal. You're out of luck." I'm like, okay. Luckily, it wasn't needed.
I didn't even want to get the ice rod for a while after I saw that Turtle Rock was a pendant.
Oh, I definitely don't blame you there.
I picked it up while I was doing the Smiths, and then immediately found the flute, and I was like, well, guess I don't need this anymore.
And
Right.
we actually got Magnon in here now. Magnon, how you doing? Congratulations on the finish. How'd you feel about that seed?
I hated pretty much everything about it.
Well, I mean, regardless, you finished in the top half. You were very entertaining to watch. I was rooting for you. I was. I still am. I didn't lose faith, I promise.
I think if I had actually beat Blind the first time I went in there, I would have finished a lot sooner.
Yeah, that was a little bit difficult to watch there. That second time you went in, you had one hit. It looked like you had hit the button. You were in mid-swing, and you took that second death, and that one was a bit hard to watch. Like, I felt for you, because I've been in that same situation.
I definitely don't blame you for leaving and coming back when you were better equipped later.
I honestly forgot it was a 5/6 crystal and didn't realize it till I had exhausted every other option.
Oh gosh, that's right, it was. So okay.
Yeah. So
That is why.
that's what put you behind on getting the mitts, sadly, which put you behind on getting into Ice Palace and getting to Mire as well. But you definitely came back with a vengeance, and you caught up as best you could with the time you had. And I mean, all in all, you didn't finish too far behind everyone else.
No, I was looking, and it was a matter of minutes from like 7th place to 23rd. It was like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I always say I'm garbage after midnight at this game, and this is just another good example.
I still wouldn't say garbage. You still are beating my personal best time. So if you're garbage, then oh boy, what does that make me?
I mean, all in all, I'm only probably about 2 to 3 minutes above my average, so I'm not too off.
You were very entertaining to watch. All you guys were. In fact, just to put it up there again, chat, just so you all know, these guys right here are our runners. Give them a follow. Show them some love. They did a very great job tonight. So,
Happy New Year, everybody. I'm gonna take off.
uh,
Hope you guys
Alright,
thank you
thanks.
very much for
Great.
joining.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
off to bed too.
Last day of 2017 and a great 365 days in 2018. Have fun, guys.
Oh, absolutely. And if everyone's heading off, then we may very well maybe bringing this on to a close. Now, this is the last. I am correct here, Mikan. This is the last daily of 2017. I know I was saying it earlier. I just want to confirm. And we're also close. This is also the last stream of Speed Gaming in general for 2017. Correct?
That is how I understand it. Yeah, this will be all for today. There's nothing tomorrow, and then I believe there are a couple things on the 1st. I'm not sure about Zelda daily races on the 1st, but it seems like the 1st or 2nd will be back in full swing.
Oh, absolutely. And over on Speed Gaming 3, they are going to continue throughout tomorrow to restream or to be streaming the translation, the English language restream of RTA. And I also do believe that once this stream goes down, we're actually the Speed Gaming one's going to go ahead and host Speed Gaming 3 for that. So if you want to stick around and check out the English restream of RTA, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll all see you wonderful human beings again at the new year. I personally want to say thank you, everyone, for coming out to this, for watching this, for supporting it, whether you have put in money or just time with your eyeballs watching amazing people run these games in amazing times and listening to, all these commentators, all that jazz. Thank you all so much. You all are what make, Speed Gaming great. The fans out there, the people that watch this, you're awesome. We thank you so much. And we hope you've had an awesome year, and we hope that you're about to have an even more amazing 2018 and a happy new year. I'm going to turn it over to you, Meekin, for the final words, and I think we're ready to close this little guy out.
Man, I think you just said everything I wanted to say. So I want to thank everyone as well, because this was great. It's been great commentating with you. I want to echo everything about how great the tournament was that just finished earlier. Super cool. Everyone is amazing and all that stuff. Definitely going to be joining the next ones. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, and actually, that is a good point. For those that aren't aware, there is going to be a Key Sanity tournament next month, and I believe that entries are open if you want to get in on that. I believe hopefully someone can provide us with a link. I don't know what the link is right now for that Key Sanity tournament. Someone can get that for us, please. But that's a thing that's going to happen.
Not to mention, there is a NMG. There are no major glitches. Just a normal speed run of the base game tournament. If you can believe this game can't be randomized, it's amazing. But there's got to be one of those as well that I believe will also be on the Speed Gaming series of channels. I'm not sure. I didn't want to say that and have it not be true, but there is one of those. So look forward to that as well.
Absolutely, man. Well, it was a pleasure streaming with you or commentating with you there, Meekin. Once again, please give it up to our awesome trackers, Dark Shadows 59 and Dawning Arc. Great people working their butts off. Thank you again, Meekin. And yep, I'll leave it with you.
Good night, everyone.